Good morning, traders. How are you? I hope you are fabulous, wonderful, amazing this morning. I hope you're having a great trading week so far. Welcome to the live stream. I'm with you for about an hour or so. Yeah, and as always, guys, we will look back at yesterday's trades. We'll look at today's potential trades, and we'll also look at the important news for today as well, guys. All right, so we'll do all the usual stuff, but I will also answer all of your questions, guys. So if you've got any questions about anything to do with trading, could be a trade that you're in, could be you want me to look at a pair, could be something to do with psychology, money management, my love life, anything, not my love life, anything you like, guys, all right? Anything to do with trading, please ask as many questions as you like. Right, we've got a few good mornings. Good morning, Tony, a regular on the Discord channel and the YouTube channel. Nice to have you with us, Tony. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, Tony, loving your trades on Discord at the moment. Yeah, lots of great trades. 360 building and pest inspections. I wonder what you do for a living. Good morning. Yeah, morning from Brisbane. Good morning. And Kev, good morning. Oi, oi. Oi, oi. How are you, Kev? Also, Kev, also a great contributor to our Discord channel, guys. Yeah, post lots of great trade ideas. Yeah, so welcome everyone. Good morning. How are you? Before we get started, guys, let me just give you 3 reminders before my editor beats me. First of all, the Discord channel. Sorry, guys, my brain slowly warming up this morning. Let me have a quick drink of vodka just to bring it up to speed. So yeah, first of all, guys, the Discord channel. Yeah, the link will be in the video description. Come join it. Loads of traders sharing knowledge and ideas. You will be happy there. Second of all, guys, don't forget the live stream. You obviously haven't if you're with us. We do these every Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. London GMT. And thirdly, guys, if you would like to be mentored one-on-one with myself, then drop us an email and we'll send you all the information, guys. All right. So yeah, they're the 3 things. Let's get stuck in. Morning, John. How are you as well? Good morning. Nice to see you all on the live stream. So let's start with yesterday, guys. So yesterday was another tricky day. Monday was tricky. Yesterday was tricky. We will have tricky, difficult days in trading. I promise you that. But it's how we react and how we handle these days. That's the true test of a trader, I must say. So yeah, yesterday was another difficult day, guys. All right. So let's take a look at a few of the trades. So the first one from yesterday, guys, was this. This was the US dollar against the Canadian dollar. All right. And we were looking to short this pair for obvious reasons. Yeah, we were in an uptrend using this blue line as an upward channel. It broke this blue line. Yeah. And then came back up, tested these highs, never created a higher high. Super important, that, guys. If you're in an uptrend and you are not creating higher highs, or you're in a downtrend and you're not creating lower lows, red flag. Yeah, red flag. Instead, price comes breaking down, breaking these lows, even these lows. So structurally, we're in a downtrend. All right, and the idea was to come from one of our gray zones back down to this blue line. All right, guys, so that was the idea from yesterday, but let's go to the H1 now and see if we had an opportunity. And to be honest with you guys, we just didn't. All right, so price come up, my teeth, my fake teeth this morning. Let me put them in properly. Yeah, so price come up into our gray zone, guys, but none of these candles, look at these bearish candles, even these bearish candles, none of these told me sellers were in control. Yeah, and remember, that's exactly what we're looking for. When price enters our gray zone, we need reasons, we need confluence to tell us that sellers are in control. All right, and nothing does. Yeah, nothing tells us sellers are in control. And then sure enough, we even get a break. Once we get this break here with this candle, I am not looking for shorts anymore. Yeah, the H1 structure has changed. What I reckon will happen today. Let the market tell you, but I reckon price will therefore try to come up and test this level. Okay, hence my alarm is here ready to go. All right, so as soon as I hear that alarm, I spring into action like a coiled cobra. All right, but price comes up into this gray zone. Yeah, and I'll be interested here, guys. I'll be interested at this gray zone. So yeah, let's see. But yesterday, no trade on US dollar, Canadian dollar. Morning, Freedom. I'm going to use Freedom because I don't think I will pronounce your first name correctly. Morning, Everechi. Okay, good morning, guys. Tony, I will look at pound US dollar and gold. Morning, Colin, and US dollar Japanese yen. Okay, so before we do, guys, let me just show you the one trade that I did take from yesterday. Then we'll start looking at your pairs that you want to look at. So I didn't have a setup on any of my trades yesterday except oil. So let's just take a quick look at oil. All right, guys. So I had a couple of goes at this. All right. So if you remember back to the oil trade, guys, we were looking for shorts. Yeah, this is the day chart. Structurally, we're in a downtrend. Okay. It got a little bit of buying pressure here. Okay, but this grey zone is a weekly resistance level. And then ever since we've hit this grey zone, price has stormed down. All right, breaking this last low as well. So, you know, weekly, if I showed you the weekly, we're in a downtrend. Daily, we're in a downtrend. Okay, and if I zoom in, always look at what the candlesticks are telling you. If you do not look at the candlesticks, try and think of a suitable punishment. There isn't one, but yeah, do not use candles. Read the candlesticks. Use the candlesticks. Read the candlesticks. Let me get this out of my. I don't need it. I don't need it. So yeah, guys, look at what the candlesticks are telling you. Seller, seller, still a seller, 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 seller. These candles are all sellers, not buyers. All right. Look at the wicks on the green candles. Everything's telling us to sell this pair. Okay, so this will also be a trade idea for today, guys. So this is a recap of yesterday, but also a short for today, guys. I still think we can take price back down to this level here. All right. So yeah, and if you look at yesterday's candle, I know it's a doji, but still wick rejection. Yeah, wick rejection, wick rejection. Okay, so yeah, we're still looking to short this pair as we were yesterday. If we drop down to the H1 chart now, I'm going to first of all show you how I traded it yesterday. So as I mapped out, guys, this grey zone. Yeah, this grey zone here, you can clearly see it. All right, this was our grey zone. And then what I wanted to see, guys, was a reaction in this grey zone. And this candle here was clearly a reaction. Yeah, look at all the candles before it as well. Also, when you have your entry candle, look at the candles before your entry. This is just as important as the entry candle itself. Okay, so look at the candles. Doji, doji, doji. Price was like, I don't know what to do with myself. And then bang, we have this bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. All right, so this was my candle that made me interested in shorts. I got a slight retrace up to here. I put my stop above here, just above this 76 level. Okay, all right, this 76 level here. I took price back down to these lows. I literally got out. Well, I got out about here. Okay, because I'd already got my risk to reward of 1:1. Yes, remember that's what I'm looking for, guys. First of all, this was my risk. This was my reward. Okay, it was a little bit more than 1:1. All right, so at this point, I closed 80%. All right, I closed 80% here, and I was happy. I was like, well done, Tom, you're a fantastic trader. And then price shot back up and took my stop out. Okay, my remaining 20%. So that was the first trade. Okay, I'm in profit. Second trade, price come back up and it didn't break this high. Yeah, these wicks here never broke this high. Okay, and I wasn't interested in this candle because, again, look at the candle before it. Yeah, I wasn't interested. But eventually we got this candle, guys. Yeah, this candle here was a bearish engulfing candlestick pattern. All right, so again, I entered on here. I entered this candle. Okay, so I entered here, put my stop above here. Okay, and I am still in this trade currently. I've pretty much got my risk to reward of 1:1. Yeah, but once it comes down to here, I will close 80% and then I'll let 20% to run, guys. All right, so I had 2 bites at this trade. Yeah, don't be afraid to get back into the same trade if you have your setup. Yeah, you know what your setups are, trade them. Yeah, so I got 2 setups as it happens. All right, so yeah, I'm in this trade for 100%. Yeah, I'll close 80% here. And also, guys, it's a trade idea for today. All right, so that was the recap. Let's now consider this as a trade for today. I showed you the reasons why on the day chart, and now I'm going to adjust this gray zone. All right, because I want to see a couple of things happen. Okay, so price can do this, guys. All right, or I'm going to add another gray zone now as well. Okay, so today, guys, we're still looking for shorts on this pair. So 3 things can happen. Firstly, price could come back up, test these last H1 highs. Yeah, we get a reaction. We get a bearish reaction. We can then enter the trade. I would enter the trade. I would take 80% off my trade here because that's how I roll. And then I would let 20% run. Okay, that would be the first idea. Price could push back all the way back up to these highs. All right. Okay. Again, this is still a possible trade. Yeah, we could then wait for a bearish reaction. We can then enter the trade. Again, I'd probably take price down to here, take some profit off, and then let the rest run. Or the third scenario, how we can trade this pair, because price is coming down currently. Price comes down, breaks these lows, retests in here, and then we take price lower. All right, guys. So yeah, oil, we're looking to short this pair today, guys. It's my first trade idea. So yeah, this is how we're going to trade oil today. Right, guys, let's look at a few of your questions now. So Tony, you were first. Pound US dollar. The US dollar pairs are confusing. However, I would long this pair if anything. So, okay, so let's start with the weekly chart. Okay, so the weekly chart would suggest, yeah, we've now got a lower high and we could take price back up to this last high here, okay, which was my target for this pair anyway. Okay, so this would be my target, it's 22.76. So looking at the weekly chart, I believe this is very possible. Okay, so that's the weekly chart. Again, guys, I recommend all of you do a top-down approach. Look at the weekly chart, daily, H4, H1. Every time frame will give you loads of information to make an informed decision. All right, so do that. So looking at this chart, yeah, we could take price back up to this blue line here. If we then drop down to the day chart, I've got my gray zones in here already. So this, as you can see, price was in an uptrend on the day chart, but then it did break. It broke this last low, hence this gray zone running through that level. All right, and it's still come down more, but it never broke this low and this area of support. Okay, in fact, it reacted quite strongly here with a very bullish candle. Again, this was quite news driven from Friday. All right, but now we've also seen, yeah, this candle from a couple of days ago that broke above this important grey zone. This low, this high, these last highs here. It has broken above, broken out of this grey zone. And also yesterday, you can see this wick that has rejected this grey zone. Yeah, US dollar, Canadian dollar, and pound US dollar were potentially trade ideas from yesterday. Okay, so Tony, yeah, I would be looking for longs up to this blue line. All right, so that's what I'll be looking on for in the day chart. Let's drop down to the H1 now. Let's get rid of those drawings and see what we're seeing. So price action's ugly, first and foremost, but we are in a downtrend. If we look at the H1, yeah, we was in an uptrend, higher highs, and then we've just been coming down. Yeah, we've had lower lows, lower highs. So structurally, we're in a downtrend, and this high here is sort of holding. So what would I want to see? So we could trade this a couple of ways, guys. Yeah, if price come back down to here, tested these lows, and we got a bullish reaction, this would be an aggressive trade, but we could then take this trade. Okay, take this trade. You know how I roll. I'd take it back up to this high, and then I'd leave 20% to run. Okay, so we could trade it like that. Or, yeah, the more safer trade would be to wait for H1 structure to break to the upside. Yeah, we need a H1 uptrend. We're in a downtrend. Okay, just horrible price action overnight. Maybe we get something like this. Yeah, and then we can start trading from here once we have a break of this. Yeah, because as you know, guys, I love to be with H1 structure. But yeah, nothing but longs I would be looking for with pound US dollar. And this is how I would trade it, guys. Either a H1 break of trend, so we're in an uptrend, or just trade these lows with a bullish reaction. All right, Tony, so that's how I would trade that. Your other one was gold. So, all right, let's take a look at gold as well. Okay, morning, Evans, and thank you very much for your kind word about my grey zones. I appreciate it. And guys, yeah, this is your opportunity to get as many questions over to me as you can. So ask me anything about trading. Maybe you're in a currency pair. Yeah, ask as many questions as you can, guys. All right, Tony's other one he would like to look at is gold. You are gold. Remember that song? I am showing my age. So gold, okay, so gold has literally just broken out of this H1 structure. Yeah, you can see that gold has just broken these highs here. So I'm just seeing that on the H1, but let's start with the day chart. Okay, and as you know, guys, we have been buying this pair. So on the day chart, guys, yeah, price was in an uptrend, but then it was finding this area of resistance here. This is a weekly resistance level, and price was struggling. Okay, we was like, will it come lower or will it push higher? And it pushed higher. Okay, with this green candle here. Okay, the body of this candle broke out of these highs. So ever since then, we've been in an uptrend. All right, so we're clearly in an uptrend. Let's zoom in. We then had this candle. Look how bullish that is, and we were buying from there up to this blue line. The thing now is this blue line is there for a reason. Okay, so first and foremost, if we zoom out a bit on the day chart, this is potentially an area of resistance. Price has reacted here, yeah, here, it's reacted here, it's reacted here. Yeah, I would probably extend the grey zone to include these levels as well. So let's do that. Let's make a grey zone through here. So my grey zone would look something like this. Okay, to take into account all of this price action here, and even these ones here, and this one here. So historically, it's been an important zone. All right, so that's what I'm seeing on. Must remember to move my drawings. So that's what I'm seeing guys, on this one. And what I don't like about these candlesticks, guys, are this. Okay, so we've got this candle here, yeah, that bounced off of our blue line. Okay, and then this candle here also closed below this blue line, this last high here, guys. And I need to see what this candle does before I start making a decision. Yeah, if you see candles closing below one another, not breaking highs, this concerns me about the momentum. Momentum is slowing down. All right. And I talk about this type of thing on my mentorship program, guys. All right. So if you're interested in that, drop us an email. So yeah, if price, this tells me price is slowing down. So this daily candle, I wouldn't be looking for longs today, and I certainly wouldn't be shorting it. I would stay out of this market, and it'll be dependent on what this candle does today. Obviously, this daily candle hasn't finished forming. So if this candle, the body of this candle breaks above these highs, okay, then potentially momentum is carrying on. If this wick of this candle, yeah, let's say this wick here closes below these last highs here, then I'm not interested. All right, because momentum is not there. All right, so you can see the momentum, guys. When I say look at candlesticks, look at them, use them. Look how, right, we had huge momentum here. Then momentum is slowing and slowing. Yeah, momentum is slowing because we're entering a potential area of resistance. So for me, Tony, I need to see how this daily candle finishes. All right, guys. So yeah, that is gold for you, Tony. Abarechi, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Let's look at US dollar, Japanese yen. Yeah, let's have a look at US dollar, Japanese yen. So guys, we're going to do a top-down approach, yeah, because this is what I suggest you do every time as well. So on the weekly chart, yeah, price was clearly in an uptrend, okay, but then it's been breaking down ever since. All right, once it got up to these highs here. Yeah, and again, just look at the candles, green candles, red candles. All right. So that's what we're seeing. And now price has got back down to this level here. Yeah, it's back down to this important level. And last week, admittedly, this wasn't a huge green candle, but we've had a bit of a reaction here. Okay, so we've got buyers on the weekly chart. They have entered the market. All right. If we then drop down to the day chart, yeah, we've got this, guys. We're in a downtrend. Okay, so let's just look at this structurally to start with. Yeah, clearly in a downtrend. You don't need to be Warren Buffett to see this is in a downtrend. Okay, and it's now reacted at this last high again. So we are in a downtrend. All right, but remember, we've got weekly buyers here. So the problem we're going to have with this pair is this. So if you was looking at the day chart, you would be looking to sell, yeah? You're in a downtrend. So we've got selling pressure here, yeah? And we've also got this bearish candle, right? But now we've got buying pressure on the weekly chart. Hence, we've had a couple of days of indecision here. Look at these dojis, yeah? We've got, when sellers meet buyers, guys, yeah, we've got this battle. Yeah, and we need to see who wins. All right, and at the moment there are no winners. So what do I need to see, guys? For me, if this weekly resistance level is to win, I need a break of these last highs here. I need a break of these, retest. I will start buying this pair from here. All right, or yeah, we see this. That's for buying. Or we see this, we see a break of this low on the daily chart, retest, and then we can start coming lower. Yeah, we can start selling from here. But at the moment, guys, if I was to say what would happen to price action is this. Yeah, you'll have buyers, sellers, buyers, sellers. We might get a bit of sideways action. Okay, so if that is the case, guys, we can trade the range. Yeah, you can trade the range. So if I was to trade this today, yeah, I think we could probably take price back down to these lows. Please bear in mind, I wouldn't trade this today, yeah, because we've got a battle between buyers and sellers. So I need to see what I just showed you. But if I was to sell this, I think we can take price back down to these lows. We get a reaction. We come up to these highs. We get a reaction, and so on. Yeah, we can trade the range, guys. But for me, I like to see a break of this, buys, a break of this, sells. Okay, so that's what I want to see on US dollar, Japanese yen. Yeah, so that's what I want to see, guys. Let's take a quick look at H1. So for us to trade this lower, guys, yeah, I would need to see a break in H1 structure. So like I said, we could potentially short down to these lows. Yeah, we can potentially short back down to these lows, trade the range. But what I want to see therefore is a break in this H1 structure. So arguably, I'm seeing this, guys. I'm seeing a bit of a, yeah, I'm seeing this. So price could potentially come up here. Yeah, we get a break, potentially test this high again, and then we get a break downwards. I think we can start shorting this. Yeah, once we have a break in H1 structure. So yeah, we could potentially trade that like this, guys. All right, so that's how I would look for shorts today. But again, I would stay out of this pair. Right, next one, guys. What are we looking at? I've done US dollar, Japanese yen. I hope you found that helpful. Abereki. Good morning, Mu Y2. I should stop trying to pronounce these names. I'm sounding like a crazy person. I have a small account. I can trade oil. You can trade whatever you like with a small account, but you have to be careful of margin and your equity. Yeah, your margin is going to get chewed up very, very quickly. You have to trade tiny amounts. All right, so you can, but you have to trade tiny. Okay, so Evans is asking, how do I draw my gray zone? So let's go back to a trade that I was looking at. So I'm looking at oil today. Actually, I'm looking at euro pound today as well. Let's look at this, guys. This was also a trade idea from yesterday, guys, all right? So let's look at, this is a bit of a top-down approach of how to plot gray zones, all right? So as we can see, guys, price has been ranging between these two gray zones, all right? Okay, and now price is at the top of this gray zone. We potentially could start looking for shorts all the way down to the bottom of the gray zone again. But why has these gray zones become important? Because price has historically reacted here. It's reacted here, it's reacted here, it's reacting currently. So that's why, that's all I'm looking for to plot a gray zone. And the same for the bottom gray zone. Price has reacted here, 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 and here. Yeah, it's reacted historically at this price level. That's all support and resistance is. Okay, but euro pound, this was a trade idea from yesterday. I didn't trade it yesterday because I didn't have a setup. All right, but if we look, yeah, what I don't like this green candle from yesterday, but it does have a wick. All right, and for me, yeah, sellers, this wick here tells me sellers are really in control, and these candles here. And also when we have a green candle, look at the wick on it. All right, and this is a doji. So I still think we can come down. Okay, unless this high is broken, yeah, then I'm wrong. All right, so let's drop down to the H1 chart now. I'm going to remove this large gray zone. And again, I'm going to show you how I plot my gray zones. So all I am looking for, guys, is where does price react? It's as simple as that. Where does price react? And as you can see, let me zoom out some more actually. Okay, because you'll see it even more clearly that it's reacted at these levels. Okay, so historically, If we look at the top grey zone to start with, this grey zone, price has reacted here, 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 here. Yeah, price has reacted at this level a lot. So therefore a grey zone. Yeah. Let's look at the next grey zone. This one here, this grey zone. Okay, price has reacted here, 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 here. Even over here, guys. I could probably go back more, and back some more, and you'll still see where price is reacting. So look at all of that reaction. That is obviously a grey zone. Yeah. So I plotted this grey zone, and then again the bottom grey zone. How do I plot my grey zones? I look for where price reacts. Price has reacted here, 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 and again if I go back some more, it would have reacted. So that's all I'm looking for, guys, to plot my grey zone. Then once I have my grey zones, as you know, guys, I'm looking for shorts today on euro pound. So my first trade idea is oil short. My second trade idea is euro pound short. So price could carry on in this H1 uptrend. Okay, this is why I didn't have a trade yesterday, because price is clearly in a H1 uptrend. Okay, we've got a little bit of sideways movement. So price could carry on in this H1 trend. All right, if it does, you can see I've got my alarm ready. If it does, then price comes up to this grey zones, tests these last highs over here. We then get a bearish reaction. We can then enter this trade. My first target would be the next grey zone. I trade between zones quite a lot. I also scalp between zones, okay? But I am an intraday trader. Yeah, I have a long-term view. Okay, so I would close 80% here, guys. That's how I roll. And then I'd let 20% run. So this is the first scenario, how price can react and we can get into this trade. The second scenario is this. Yeah, so this grey zone is proving important in terms of resistance. We get a break of this grey zone and therefore a break in H1 structure. These are the last H1 lows here. If we get a break of H1 structure and a break of this grey zone, hence my alarm, come back up, retest this grey zone, then we can again come down to this level. I would close 80% and then I would leave 20% to run. Okay, guys. So yeah, that's what I'm looking for today. Okay, this grey zone, yeah, eventually this will come into play, but these are the two important grey zones for me today. This grey zone is more of a target for today, but if price breaks this grey zone, comes back, we've got more room to the downside as well. All right, guys, so that's how I plot grey zones. Is also a trade idea for today, guys. Okay, so Evans, I hope that helps you. Kev, take S&P 500 and the euro US dollar. Are you with Gal Gadot this morning? I hope so. I hope not, actually. She's my wife. All right, so let's look at Kev's favorite, euro against the US dollar first. Let's take a look at this. So this is, dollar pairs are really perplexing me today. Word of the day, perplex. They're really perplexing me today. Let me show you quickly pound US dollar. Okay, so pound US dollar. Just on the day chart, yeah, as I explained to Tony earlier on, because we've had a break of this grey zone, I would buy this pair up to this blue line. Okay, so I would be looking for US dollar weakness. I would be looking to buy this pair. This is also true for the US dollar Canadian dollar. Okay, US dollar Canadian dollar, I'm looking for shorts. Yeah, we're in a downtrend, come back up. Yeah, I'm looking for shorts. This is also a trade idea for today. I'll show you this shortly. Okay, I'd be looking for shorts. But euro US dollar is at a high. Yeah. The problem with US dollar is it's at this last high here, and it hasn't broken it. So for me, I would be looking for a breakdown in H1 structure. Yeah, because if we go to the weekly chart, yeah, we know this large gray zone here is an important level. Yeah, it was once support and now resistance. So price could react at this level. And we did get a bit of reaction downwards. All right. So this is an important gray zone. If we go back to the day chart, we're also seeing, like a test of this high. And it hasn't broken it. So if anything, I would be looking for, at this level, I would be looking for a H1 structure breakdown. Okay, so we're at this level now. Yeah, we actually got it here. Yeah, we actually got a break at this level here. Okay, but now what I'd want to see is still for price to come back up, and then we perhaps get a breakdown, a break of this low. Yeah, break of this low, retest, we can start coming lower. So that's how I would look to trade this pair today, but that goes against the pound US dollar and the US dollar Canadian dollar. Yeah, it goes against other US dollar major pairs. So that's one of the reasons I'm a little reluctant to trade US dollar pairs today, except US dollar Canadian dollar, because that's clearly in a downtrend. So that's the problem I have. Yeah, if we go back to the day chart, I would want to see at this candle, today's, let's zoom in so we can actually see things. I would want to see today's candle break above these highs and this high. Then I would consider looking for longs. But even then, I'd want to retrace before looking for longs. Okay? But if you held a gun to my head and said, Tom, you have to make a decision on trading this pair today, I would look for a H1 structure breakdown, okay, and shorts. Yeah, you could, look at this area here. We got a break out of this sideways price action to the downside. I would happily start shorting this pair, okay, but it does go against everything we've just said for pound US dollar and US dollar CAD. So euro US dollar, I would only be looking for longs today. However, if the daily candle pushes above these highs, yeah, these highs here and this high here, then longs are then potentially on the cards. But today they're not. We are at an area of resistance. Yeah, do not buy into that. Yeah, do not show persistence into resistance, and do not short into support. The t-shirts are still going to be made. We're going to put these slogans on t-shirts. So I hope that helps you. Actually, Kev's a scalper. So let's look at this. So this price action, Kev, you cannot scalp. Yeah, this price action is a little bit unscalpable. It's a range, if anything. Yeah, so you could scalp down to these lows potentially. Yeah, back down to here. You could take shorts here, back down to here if you're a scalper. But for me, I need to see a break of this disgusting price action. Okay, this is a box of indecision, guys. Yeah, wait for price to tell you where it wants to go. Next one, S&P 500, was it, Kev, that you wanted? Let me check on the, yes, S&P 500. All right, let's have a look at one of the indices, guys. S&P 500. So what are we seeing here? Again, top-down approach, guys. Let's first of all look at the weekly chart. So what am I seeing? Seeing this. Yeah, if you did this historically, this is an important level. Okay, so weekly chart, I'm seeing this. Okay, and then you've got some levels down here. It's scruffy. It's so scruffy, this weekly chart. I would make this one big grey zone. Bearing in mind, these are weekly grey zones, guys. These will be huge. But yeah, you cannot deny we've seen price react historically in this grey zone. Yeah, many times. Hasn't quite got there yet. Okay, all right, but then price has also reacted historically here. But this is ugly. Look at this price action. We was in a downtrend, right? We know how to trade that. yeah, short it. But now price has shot up. We've now got higher highs, yeah, and we've got lower lows. What's that called, guys? Yeah, answers on a postcard. What is that called? All right, so scruffy. All right, but then if we just looked at the weekly candles, yeah, there's a lot of, we've had this very bearish candle, but there's a lot of indecision here. All right. Okay, so the weekly chart, difficult to read. All right. Let's drop down to the day chart. And again, the problem you have here, guys, is this. This is a gray zone, clearly. Again, what am I looking for? I'm looking for where price reacts. Now, you could bring it down to touch these last highs here. So this is a gray zone. Yeah, price has reacted many times. Excuse me, I need some vodka. That's what my body's telling me. I'm also spilling vodka down me. I don't know what's wrong with my mouth today. And also, guys, if you're enjoying this daily morning analysis, then come join us. Yeah, subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and smash that like button, guys. Come join us. You'll receive this analysis every single day. Right, so back to S&P. Price has been reacting through this level and is still reacting. So this is clearly a level of support and resistance. Yeah, structurally, we haven't had a break of this high, yeah, because this wick closed below it, and then we had this candle that pushed back down. Let's zoom in. Yeah, so we never got a break of that high. This literally just closed below it. Then we got this wick that has rejected, you know, these lows over here. All right, so but then yesterday we've got this bullish candle. It's just telling me price doesn't know what to do with itself. Yeah, and this is true. You can see that with a lot of volatility in the indices. Yeah, buyers and sellers, we don't know who's winning yet. But for simple price action, yeah, I would look to short this pair, potentially back down to these lows. Yeah, if I had to trade it today. Okay. Let's now drop down to the H4 and see what that's telling us. So it's in our gray zone. Yeah. What I would want to see now, guys, on the H4 is this. Yeah. No higher high. Yeah. No higher high. And then a break of this low. If we get a break, retest, yeah, we can then start shorting from here. So that's what I would be looking for on the S&P, guys, on the H4 to start shorting this pair. Breakdown in H4 structure, retrace, enter. Let's look at the H1 chart and see what that's telling us as well. So yeah, this is also in an uptrend, guys. It was in a downtrend, yeah, but then it broke above these highs here. So we are now in an uptrend. So maybe it will do this back up to here, test this level, and then we might start seeing H1 structure breakdown. But H4 and H1 are in an uptrend. So we need to see a breakdown in that structure. Like I say, potentially a break of these lows. Price comes back down, maybe it messes around at this level, but then a break. All right, so that's how I would trade the S&P. Scalping, Kev, you could potentially, you could scalp, it depends, let's look on the 15-minute, yeah. You could scalp to the downside because we've had a box of indecision here. When we get this, then a break, yeah, we have room to the downside. So for scalping, you could start shorting this pair now if you wanted to scalp, potentially back down to here. Yeah, but yeah, for a longer time frame trade, I need to see a breakdown in H4. Yeah, this is H4, guys. Up, down, break, come lower. All right, guys. So yeah, S&P and Euro done. Next one. What are we looking? Good morning, Yamen. Good morning, R. Made a buy on oil before bed last night. Short, thanks. So I'm looking for shorts on oil, but maybe you could get a retrace to the upside. Okay, MUY221IR. I don't know. Please make your name simpler for me, guys. I'm only joking. Right, he wants to look at Aussie dollar Swiss franc. Okay, so this was potentially a short idea from yesterday. So let's take a look at the Aussie dollar Swiss franc. And again, guys, yeah, if you're enjoying this analysis, then come join us. Subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and also smash that like button. We'd love to have you on the channel, and you can ask me as many questions as you like. So, yeah, let's start with the weekly on this one, because I think the weekly is important. So, on the weekly chart, okay, ever since we had a break of this grey zone, we've been in a downtrend on the weekly. And this was the last swing high. And this last swing high hasn't been broke, but this low hasn't been broken. And what we're seeing is a bit of a range on the weekly chart. But I would still be looking for shorts. I still think we have potential room back down to this 600 level. This is obviously a bit of a swing trade, guys. I mean, potentially even down to this low here, down to this level here. Okay, so weekly, that's what we're seeing. So we're at the top of a range on the weekly chart. Let's zoom in a little bit, yeah? We're at the top of this range. We're in a downtrend. This last high here hasn't been broken. Neither's this low, but we're at the top of this range, potentially come lower. So structurally, that's what we're seeing. And then also, guys, we go down to the day chart now. We had this very bearish candle, yeah, form. It's a very similar trade to Euro Aussie dollar yesterday, but didn't have a setup. So this candle has formed at these last highs, yeah, the top of this range. Okay, so potentially we have room from this area back down. So this was my shorter term target, this 63150, because we have a lot of price action here. Yeah. So yes, I think we can short this pair. Let's now drop down to the H4 chart. And guys, do the same, top down, yeah, top down approach. So is potentially price reacting now at this level? Yeah, are we seeing a head and shoulders forming? Okay, potentially, yeah, this would be the head and shoulders. Yeah, I haven't done a head and shoulders for quite a while, guys. So let's have a look. So this is the shoulder, this is the head, this is the shoulder. Okay, so we could potentially we're seeing this, all right, as we speak, all right, but also as we speak, H4 trend is upwards. Yeah, it could quite easily do this and test this last high. All right, so that's what we're seeing here, guys. Now let's drop down to the H1 chart, and again we're seeing a bit of a build up on the H1 chart. So again, guys, what do I want to see? For me to start shorting this, yeah, I would want to see potentially this. Yes, we're seeing an upward channel here. Yeah, this last high is potentially holding here. So potentially a breakdown in this zone, yeah, retest, take price back down to this level, or just simply a breakdown in H4 structure. This is a breakdown in the channel. Or we just see something like this, guys. Maybe it just does this, and then we get a break of these lows. Yeah, then we can start shorting this pair again down to this level. But for me, yeah, I'm looking to short Aussie dollar Swiss franc for those reasons. So I hope that helps. Kolio, since you're going with the Japanese yen pairs, could you also give some attention to pound Japanese yen? Yeah, I will. Let's look at Japanese pound Japanese yen. Before I do, I've just seen T. Have you given out your trade ideas? So my trade ideas for today, guys, are this: Euro pound short. I've explained it in the video, so have a look at that. Rewind. I don't know if you can rewind, but when we finish, come back and have a look at that. I'm looking at Euro pound short. I'm looking at oil short, and I've explained how I'm going to trade them today. But I'm also looking at US dollar, Canadian dollar short, guys. Okay, so let me just show you that, and then I'll look at pound yen. So on the day chart, guys, yeah, we are clearly in a downtrend. All right, so price was using this blue support level as an upward channel. We broke out of this, it retested the highs. We never got a higher high. Red flag. If you don't get a higher high, red flag on an uptrend. And instead, price has been breaking down. We've got lower lows, and we're now just waiting for that lower high. Where will it be? Yeah, we don't know yet. I don't have a crystal ball, but we can look for areas where it could retrace. All right, so yeah, we're looking for short still. This green candle yesterday doesn't tell me buyers are back in control. Far from it. We can still come back down to this blue line. Okay, so let's drop down to the H1 chart now to see what I'm looking for this pair. So yesterday's grey zone, price didn't react. Okay, so let me just show you why this is a grey zone. Yeah, so this grey zone is clearly a grey zone because price keeps reacting here. All right, so this is the all-important grey zone for today. Let's zoom back in, guys, so you can see what's happening. So I was potentially looking for shorts yesterday, but we never got a candle that was bearish enough, and instead we've seen a build up in an uptrend. US dollar, Canadian dollar, H1 is in an uptrend. So I'm expecting price to get back up to here. Yeah, hence I have my alarm ready. Once price gets back up to here, I'm then looking for a bearish reaction, guys. Okay, I'm looking for a bearish candlestick pattern, or just a candle that tells me sellers are in control, and I might combine that with a breakdown in M15 structure. All right, so price comes up to here, perhaps get a breakdown in M15 structure, and then we can start shorting it, guys. Okay, but we are looking from shorts in this zone here. Okay, so that's my third and final trade idea for today. US dollar, Canadian dollar short. So they're the three trade ideas. I was also looking at Swiss franc, Japanese yen. That's a potential trade idea short. But let's look at pound Japanese yen for Collio. So pound Japanese yen, guys, let's have a look. Let's do a top-down approach. So I think the thing with a few of the yen pairs, guys, is this weekly reaction we're seeing. All right. So price is in a downtrend. Ever since price come back up, tested this level, dropped back down, bang. Yeah, we've been in a downtrend ever since this low here was broken. So weekly structure is in a downtrend, and we've got lower highs. Yeah, again, the million-dollar question is, where's the next lower high to come lower? All right, we don't know. Again, we can look at price action, we can look at areas of support and resistance to make an educated estimate of where that will be. Okay, so weekly we're in that. But what I don't like about the weekly chart is this candle. This weekly candle has come back down, tested this low, and shot back up. All right, so because I'm looking for shorts, but it's difficult to short this weekly candle. All right, so we've got some information from the weekly chart. We've seen a bullish candle. We're in a downtrend, but we've seen a bullish candle. Then we drop down to the day chart, guys. What more information can we gather? So again, we're still in a downtrend on the day chart. Yeah, as soon as price has broken this, yeah, we're potentially in a downtrend. Okay. Right, so we're still in a downtrend, but again, let's start looking at the candles now. So as you can see, ever since we've hit this grey zone, we've had a huge push up. Yeah, just buyers are in control. So I think buyers are still going to push this market. I'm going to draw another little grey zone in here because this is a level. So buyers, I believe, are going to push this price at least back up to this last high here, potentially even this last high here. yeah, which corresponds with these. Not this last high, this last area of resistance. Okay, so if I had to trade this pair today, I would buy it, although we're in a downtrend, and I do not like going against trends. So I would stay out of this market, but potentially I think we have a bit of room back up to this last high. Then what we want to see, guys, is how price reacts in this gray zone. Yeah, if H1 structure starts breaking down, okay, so let's look at that on the H1 now. So if we zoom out, yeah, so there's our gray zone up here. You can just about see it up here. So potentially, yeah, H1 structure's in an uptrend, and you know how much I love being with H1 structure. We could potentially buy around here somewhere up to this gray zone. All right, that is very potentially a good idea. All right, but what I'm looking for, guys, is when price gets up to this gray zone, because weekly chart is in a downtrend and the day chart is in a downtrend, I'm looking for price to test this area. We see a bit of indecision perhaps, and then we see a break of these lows. I would then start shorting this pair. Okay, but until it reaches this gray zone, I think we have room to the upside. Okay, so that's how I would trade pound yen, Colio. I hope that helps. Let's look at what else we've got, guys. Today, should the price break the wicks as well? Just the bodies for us to consider. Yes, break. You need to break the wicks as well. Good question, Tibogo, but you need to break the wick as well for it to be a successful break. Let's look at Canadian dollar, for example. Sorry, not Canadian dollar. Let's look at gold. So on this gold pair here, let me zoom this out a little bit. Yeah, we never had a break of these highs because this candle, this wick closed back below it. Okay, and only once we get a break of this wick with this candle here am I looking for buys. So the body of the candle has to break the high of the wick, and sure enough, it's been going up ever since. Okay, so yeah, just a quick explanation to your question there, Tibogo. Proto, thanks with love. No, you're welcome, Proto. Much love. Right, Bernard, Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. Let's take a look at that. Before I even look at this pair, I've already looked at all currency pairs, guys. Yeah, I do it every morning. I look at a lot of currency pairs. I get up nice and early, so you don't have to, guys. So yeah, if you don't want to look at all currency pairs, you can just look at my analysis. Yeah. And guys, yeah, if you're enjoying this analysis, then come join us. Yeah, subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button, and also smash the like button. We'd love to have you on the channel. Also join the Discord channel. Yeah, why the hell not? Right, Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar. Let's start with the weekly chart here. Okay, so on the weekly chart, yeah, structurally, we were in a downtrend, but we now got higher highs. Okay, so we're potentially in an uptrend, and we potentially had a new higher low. Okay, so potentially we could come back up and even back up to these last highs over here. Okay, so that was what I'm looking at on the weekly. But if you look at the weekly, guys, it's struggling to break this high. Yeah, look at this wick and this reaction. So that's what I'm seeing on the weekly chart. Okay, we are in an uptrend, but it's struggling to break this high. All right. If you go to the day trend now, the day chart now, this is exactly what this will tell you as well. Yeah, we're still in an uptrend, guys. Yeah, we're still in an uptrend. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. This last low here never broke. Okay, instead we got a bit of indecision and then bang. We have tested these highs once again. All right, but as you can see, we've had quite a bearish reaction at this level. This wick makes it difficult to trade. Yeah, imagine we didn't have this wick and price was just slowly building up. I would say buy it. buy it back up to these highs. Yeah, but we haven't. We've got this wick. So because of this wick, I cannot buy into this wick because clearly we have sellers there. Yeah, I cannot buy into selling a selling area. All right. So we've got sellers here and we've got buyers here. Okay, you're going to see a lot of indecision candles. You're going to see a lot of dojis potentially, like this one here. You're just going to see a lot of dojis until we get a break. We either get a break above this high here, okay, then we can start buying it, or price starts to break down, yeah, and we can start shorting once it breaks this low. But for me, it's just stay out of this pair, to be quite honest. It's very difficult to trade. Yeah, stay out of this pair. Sorry to sit on the fence, but this pair is untradeable. Right, guys, I would love to carry on with you, but I have got to go, guys. All right. So if you've enjoyed this analysis, guys, then please come join us. Yeah, and join us earlier, guys. Yes, we start at 6:30 every Wednesday, guys. We do live streams every Wednesday. Come join us, and also come join the channel. Yes, subscribe to the channel and smash that notification button. That way, you'll get this analysis every single morning. Gray zones, which direction to trade, everything. So come join us. Before I go, guys, I'm just going to do the news quickly because I do it every day. I don't want to break the habit. So news for Wednesday, January the 11th, guys. All right. So these are all GMT times, guys. All right. So London GMT. So overnight, we had some very good data for the Aussie dollar. All right. So that should have given the Aussie dollar some strength, but that's been and gone. The only other 3-star rating we're interested in today, guys, is this. At 3:30, London GMT, coming out of the US, we've got crude oil inventories. So this will obviously affect US dollar, Canadian dollar, and oil. And remember, oil is one of our trade ideas for today. So must be aware of that, guys. And as you can see, no other news that we're interested in. All right, guys. So yeah, guys, sorry I didn't get time to answer all your questions. Join us earlier, guys, and I will answer all of your questions next week. Or even join the Discord channel, guys. If you've got any questions, you can put them on the Discord channel. We have lots of traders giving great knowledge on there. Or even below the YouTube video. Leave some questions on there, guys. I'll get back to you with regards to them. That's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a great trading day, and I'll see you tomorrow. See you later, guys.